Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and as part of the Halloween series that I'm doing, I am bringing you another project today. This is my second time recording because the first time turned out to be an absolute disaster. I had a project, well I had a plan, but I ended up cutting off something and I completely wrecked it. So I managed to salvage what I was doing, but it just sort of changed the perspective of it. So this is what we're going to be making today. Okay, this is a box and it's got the black candle in it that I got from Wilko. Okay, and it's just a lid topped box and the candle comes out, and obviously you've got some, I stamped a hat there, witch's hat. It's a bunch of Hocus Pocus, and I backed up some witch's legs, which was a sticker on a black piece of cardstock, and stuck that on the front, and then I just matted it with black and some of the Hocus Pocus paper. Okay, so that's what we're going to make. Now the original box that I had was like this, but it came over and slotted in, so it was like a flip top box. But I ended up cutting off one of the sides, so I had to turn it into one of these boxes, into a box with a lid. Okay, so we're going to do the box with a lid because that's what I've prepped for now. So yeah, we're just going to make another version of this. It's not going to be exactly the same because I'm using green cardstock. And yes, so we shall just get on with that. Okay, now I have prepped a lot of it because, like I say, I messed up the first time around. So we put our candle over here. Okay, so you're going to need a piece of paper that measures 11.5 by 7 inches. Okay, now you can use a piece of A4, which I quite like actually, because the first project I needed had to be a size a 12 by 12. This is a piece of cardstock that I got in the Hocus Pocus matching collection to the kit. Okay, so yeah, 11.5 by 7. Then we're going to put it in our scoreboard at the 11.5 side. I've already scored this, but I will just gently go over it again. And we are going to score at 2 3/4, 5.5, 8 1/4, and 11. Then you're going to turn it to the 7-inch side, and you're going to score it at 4 1/4. Okay. Now the reason I've come up with these measurements is because I measured my candle. Okay, now the candle is, I was going to do it at 3 inches, but it is actually 2 3/4. Okay, so it fits nicely in here because I've done a prototype. So it's so I know my candle measures 2 3/4. So I want to make a wrap to go around the candle, but I also want to give it a 1/2 inch edge so that I can put it all together. So 2 3/4 times it by 4. Add 1/2 inch on. So 2 3/4, 2 3/4, 2 3/4, 2 3/4, add a 1/2 inch. That equals to 11.5. Okay, so I know that my paper needs to be 11.5. Okay, now the actual height of the paper is 7 inches. And I know this because my candle measures 4 1/4, 4, I think it's 4, my candle measures, but I've done it 4 1/4. And then I've left it square at the bottom. To bring it to close it at the bottom, which I'll show you as we get further along into the thing. And I've just made that however depth the candle is, so I know that's 2 3/4. So 4 1/4 plus 2 3/4 gives me my height. So that's 7 inches. Okay, so that's all I do when I make boxes. I'll do a couple of projects making boxes. I'll show you the different types. And we can go from there, but this is the type of box that I've just done for this one. Okay, so this is the base. We'll come on to the lid in a minute. So yes, so after you've scored all of that, you just want to fold it. There, like so. Okay, and then that will wrap around your candle. Okay, so we only need this part of the tab. Okay, we don't need this bit, so we can get rid of that. So cut that off because we don't need it. I'm just going to tab in slightly on the ends of these, just so that it gives us a nice join, like so. Okay, so that wraps around there like that. Now, to get, where am I? Where did I just put my bottle there? To get this like this, I use a die cut, okay? So I'm just going to put the video on pause, and I'm just going to die cut my shape into it and go from there, okay? Now, I chose to have my tab on the back there like so. So that means that I'm die cutting this panel here. So not the sides, it's the front panel, because my tab is at the back, okay? So I will, because I've got the Big Shot Plus, I don't need to worry about folding anything. I will put my die here and put it through the machine like so. I've got my die here. So I will just pop it on there like that. Bearing in mind, I've got a lid for the top, okay? So I'm going to pop it further down the bottom so that my lid doesn't cover any of the acetate, okay? So I'm going to do that now. So if you just bear with me, I'm just going to lean over and pop you on pause. Okay, so that's done. So that's that bit out of the middle. Okay, so we've got a little bit further than what I got the last time. So you just want to cover then this with your acetate. Before you close all the box up, you want to cover this with your acetate, okay? Now I've just cut a piece a little bit smaller than the panel. So I know my panel is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4, so I've just done it by 4 1/8 by 2 3/8. Is that right? 2 3/8? No, 2 5/8 maybe? 2 5/8? 2, yeah, 2 5/8. Okay, so I'm just going to pop a little bit of, not loads, just a little bit of glue to keep it in place. Just going to pop that down like so. Just give that a little bit of a smudge. Okay. There we are, that's our acetate on the top there. Okay, so we want to cut up the bottom of our panels now. Alright, so we want to cut up all 3 score lines. So just do that first. Cut up. Cut up. Properly. Just give that a little bit of extra push. Okay, so this is the front. So I want this tab to go back and be away from my box then. So I'm going to keep this as a full square, and then I'm going to notch into the other 3. Okay. So keeping that one as straight as possible, and then we're just going to notch into these corners like so. You can also take off a little bit, just a tiny slither off the end so they don't meet, okay? So I'll do this one on the side. This one up here, okay, and then this one. So I hope you're all enjoying. I'm really enjoying myself, apart from when I messed up this box, but there we are. Hey ho, we all have these moments, don't we? So cut up there like that, okay. There we have it. So that will go around there like that, and then they will go up the bottom. Okay, now I am going to put my panels on first because I don't want to have to worry about lining up when it's all sort of together. So I'm going to do this quickly now. So I've already prepped. I'm going to mat it with black cardstock again, like the one I did in the orange, and I've used the same paper, okay? So these measure, I've just gone 1/4 of an inch smaller, so these measure 2.5 by 4, and then the paper measures 3 3/4 by 2 1/4. Alright, so I'm just gonna, so it just shows the green border, that's all. That's what I wanted. So I'm gonna pop that down there like that. And I found my pokey tool! Yay! So I don't have to worry about my nails getting wrecked. Okay, and we're going to pop this one on the other side. Just as straight as you possibly can. Oh, there goes my twine. Okay, and then let's take these off. Okay, and there we have that on that side. Okay, so all of our panels are on. So we want to go to this tab now and close up our box. Again, I'm using my liquid glue because I prefer it, if I'm honest. I think it's got a better hold. And then when you fold this over, it should just automatically lie down flat. That's the secret to a box. You know you've got it sorted if it all lies down flat and it folds flat, unless you're making, you know, a different style of box, obviously. Okay, so just burnish that down, open it up, and then find your tab, and again just burnish that down as best as you can. Okay, so there's our box. So all we want to do now is pop in these sides like so, and then our back on there. So I am going to just put some glue on that one, fold this across, but firstly, see, I didn't take any off this one, so just take a slither off. Yeah. So that closes like that on top of that one. And make sure you keep in your box as straight as possible. Okay, give it a little bit of time to get on. So I'm just going to take a slither off that one, put some glue on this side. Okay, so that's that one down like so, and then you want glue all over this one. Make sure it's to the edge, and then close that up tight, and that, just give it a bit of a push together to make that as straight as possible. Give that a smush down, give my glue a chance to dry a second, and then I'll go from the inside then. Down. Okay, so just grab your bone folder and sort of push it down. Okay, and then any overhang, if you can see any overhang, you can just snip it off. It's no majors. Okay, and there you have your box. So we've got the box part, so our candle should fit in there nicely, like so. Okay, I'll take that out a minute. So let's do the lid now. Right, so when you're doing a lid for a box, you want it to measure just a little bit over what you're doing it. So I know that this opening is 2 3/4, okay? And then I've decided to have a lip of, to hang over the box, a lip of 1/2 inch, because I don't want to hide too much. So for my measurements then, I would need to add 2 3/4, a 1/2 and a 1/2, because it's coming down that side. So I know that that needs to be 3 3/4. I also then want to add a little tiny little extra little bit so that it goes over the lid, so that I'm not just flush and I sit sit it on there. So you want to add like a 1/16 of an inch. So I know that I need 3 3/4 and a 1/16 of an inch. And I know that that's happening the other side as well because it's a square lid. All right, so I want the same 1/2 inch, 2 3/4, half, 3 3/4 plus a 1/16 of an inch. All right, and then you do that. So you've got 3 3/4 and a 1/16 of an inch by 3 3/4 and a 1/16 of an inch. Then you want to score it, however, whatever depth you've put your lid to. So say you wanted it an inch, you'd score an inch around. If you wanted 1/2 inch like I do, I scored 1/2 inch all the way around my lid. Okay, now this bit is decoration on top, so I've just matted black and with the paper on the top, and again I've just left under 1/4 so it's a border around the green. Okay, now you want to fold your edges and then grab my little scissors. Okay, then you want to notch into the squares now. Okay, so you want to notch in and take out a little slither from the corners. Okay, just a little slither, doesn't need to be anything major, and do the same. Now you will see that a lot of people will cut into that edge and then cut in this way so that your bulk is on here on both sides. Well, I like to do it so that my bulk isn't as much, so that one side is always on one of the tabs, so it's got the same equal amount of bulk. So I tend to go opposite. So again, miter, and I usually do that with the base of a box as well, because you find that if you've got any decoration on top and you bulk it up too much on one side, your lid isn't going to fit. So do you see what I mean? So see that little pattern there? One that going that way, one that way, one that way, one that way. So when they all fold together, they'll all be tabs on one end rather than having 2 tabs on this end, so that when you put it on, all the bulk is on each that end. Well, that wouldn't happen then, see, because it would be on all of one. So what I tend to do is when I'm doing a lid, do the 2 longer sides as a square, doesn't really matter. So just going to hold that there a second for my glue to work and do one edge first. Okay, turn your box upside down, glue the outer tabs again. What you want to do is pop the lid on the bottom, pop in your tabs so you know where they're going, and fit the lid around the box. So if you have then not left enough of a space, it'll, because it's around the box here like this, you know that it's going to fit around the top. All right, now that should fit nicely because I've measured everything, but like see that little bit there, that's not as tight to the corner as I particularly like. But if I had tightened that to the corner and then tried to put my lid on the top, that wouldn't have fit. So see what I mean? So it's best to fit the lid around the bottom. All right, and then just take that out, and then what I do then is I go around all my tabs and I just make sure that they're stuck down like so, and then that lid should fit on top like that. And there we have it, our box. Okay, now I don't know what my time is. Yeah, right, I'm not gonna decorate that up with you. I mean, I decorated this one like this one so you can see. What I'll do is I'll probably just find another sticker from the collection and do the same. I haven't got another one of those obviously, but I'll just put like maybe Happy Halloween or something, and maybe something else to do that I could stamp out, because this is a stamp from Stampin' Up, so I could just stamp out another witch's hat, because I wanted to be the witchy theme, because like I say, it's a black candle, so I was going for the more sort of hocus pocus sort of black candle theme, even though the hocus pocus candle is a black flamed candle, not an actual black candle, but there we are. So yeah, so I just thought it's nice to, rather than just giving that to somebody, I like to put things in boxes, you know what I'm like. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with how that turned out. And like I say, it wasn't my original plan. But yeah, these papers are lovely. And like I say, these match really well with the paper. And I just thought, you know, pop that in there like that and give it to somebody as a gift. And, you know, that's quite heavy, but because there's a lot of matting, you know, on the sides and things. And you've doubled up your bottom here. You know, it's quite substantial. It'll hold that. You know, that is quite heavy, but it'll hold that nicely. And like I say, you don't have to do that just candles. You can pop something else in there. Like you've seen me when I've project shared like cups and things that I've sent to people, I've made the box to go around them with a lid on the top. So like I say, I'll do a couple more videos showing you the different style boxes. Like we've done the pizza box one. I'll do a flip lid one. I'll show you. I made one about a year ago. So yeah, so I hope you like this. I love it. I think it's awesome. And like I say, I probably could have, because this now, I don't know if you can see it, but it's buttoned right up against the acetate. Now, I probably would have liked a little bit extra, because this candle is pretty much 2 3/4. Because that fits really snug in there. I probably would have liked to have given it an extra sort of 1/4 inch or something like that. But because I have only got a 12 inch, you know, you've only got 12 inches on one side, you can't make it any bigger than that, because you wouldn't have a tab. Well, you probably could actually. You could probably use a 1/4 tab inch. But, you know, I like it. It's nice. It does hit the acetate a little bit, but I'm not bothered about that. Just the other way around, like that. Okay, so I'm going to go now because my phone is ringing my Buffy too. Can you hear that? Cool. Right, so I'm going to go and I will speak to you again in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.